Hello.
Hello.
That was Robert blowing his honker.
Hey Sharon, how are you tonight? Hi Janice. Hi Beverly, how are you tonight? Hi Diane. Mr. Schwery, how are you? Hey Karen. Cheryl. Hi Carol. Anna. Kathy Leader, how are you guys tonight?
Well,
We'll get a few more minutes, let people hop on.
we'll use last week's announcements. I don't think we've changed that much.
Okay.
I'm playing with fabric tonight. Welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. I've got a demo for you. You don't need a pattern for this block. It's super, super easy.
Hi.
Well, hello. I think that's a photobomb.
Photobomb.
Photobomb. Did you want to do the show and tell?
Yeah, we can. Well, we can do announcements and.
Well, we're using last week's announcements.
Yeah, but you know, if anybody missed them, you know.
Yeah.
Hey Nancy, how are you? Hi Catherine. Hi Julie. Hi Lana, how are you? So I think the first thing we should probably do is a sound check. How's our video look tonight on Facebook and YouTube?
Yes.
As well as how's the sound? Let us know if everything's coming through okay.
And that kind of noise is it's really, really raining hard here. So
It's monsoon season here.
it is monsoon season at Quilter's HQ.
Jen, is it monsoon season at your house?
These two together.
Thank you, Kitty. Much appreciated. We're working on filling the shelves. Hey, Melissa, how are you tonight?
Save those for another one. Welcome. This is JoanSews. I'm Joan. That's Robert. And you might hear Molly once in a while. Welcome.
Who are
Quilter's
we, Joan?
Quilter's HQ, Windmill Sewing Center, and Sewing Machines Express. The websites are quiltershq.com, windmillsewingcenter.com, and QHQ2.com.
Amazing.
Amazing, I can remember all of that.
Got it all out, right?
In one
fell
fell
swoop. Yeah.
Announcements. Big announcement. We have changed our grand opening. It is going to be August 12th and 13th, which is a Friday and a Saturday.
Yeah.
Just not enough time to get everybody lined up to be here. This gives everybody enough time to make plans, travel plans, because the vendors want to be here too, and we want them here. You want them here because they're bringing free stuff.
July is one of those months that is just, it's gone before you know it.
I know. It's not even June yet, and we're talking about how
I know.
July is already
I know.
booked.
Yeah. Hi, Debbie. How are you tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of sporadic for us in July and June and August.
August is much better. So it's
August
a
is
good
much
month
better.
for grand opening and make sure we have our signs and we got plenty of inventory for you guys to come and enjoy.
So, announcements. Kimberbell Club, June 11th. Saturday from 10:30 to 12:30. That's at Windmill Sewing Center. $25 per class. Educator is Claudette Neal. Bernina Sewing. This is in August.
Yes.
This is cool. So, quilters need sergers. You really do. This, not so much this one. There are great projects for sergers that you quilt and applique and all kinds of fun stuff. And we'll get into some of those later this year.
That garment making is coming back as well. So.
Garment making is coming back. I don't
Sergers.
really have I have some projects that I kind of like to do with the serger, but time and motivation, they kind of...
If it gets cold enough, I think she's going to make the cape because she
I
has
am
the
gonna make-
wool for the cape. So
I do. I am
It's winter.
the bargain basement shopper, and especially when it comes to wool yardage, because yardage of wool can be you know, like this kind of wool can be like $30 a yard, and you know, kind of. I am going to go to Los Angeles to the Fabric District.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. That's a great place to find specialty fabrics like that. It's a sewer's little paradise on earth. It's shops with just bolts and bolts of fabric just busting out of the store. Anyway, Serger event is in August. It's August 16th. We've heard rumors there's going to be a special guest for this one. That is on the Bernina Serger. This is if you're thinking about a serger or want to try it out.
It's a sales event.
Yeah, so this is an event where you do get to make a really cool project. You'll learn some new skills, but if you already have a serger, if you're thinking about upgrading your serger and want a really in-depth like demo of the serger and what the capabilities are, this is perfect.
Hey, Beth.
That one is $99, August 16th, 9 to 4 at Quilter's HQ. So you'll start seeing all kinds of stuff for that one. Beginning quilt piecing, September 9th through the 30th at Quilter's HQ, 10:30 to 1. Cost is $60. I think this is 4 sessions. Basic cutting skills, color fabric considerations, 1/4 inch seam, always important. How to press and trim, and basic troubleshooting. Oh, we could do a class just on troubleshooting.
You could.
Beginning quilting, October 7th through 28th, 4-week class. It's 4 sessions, not 4 weeks. You're not there for like every day before. That would be really hard. How to make a quilt sandwich, straight line quilting, making and attaching binding, and quilt labels cost us $60. AccuQuilt Club, June. We are starting a new project. An email will be going out for it. This is online and in person. The pattern is $10. And
Molly's going to zoom
Molly's
in on that
gonna,
for you.
Are you going to zoom or are you going to post a link?
She's going to probably do both. She's so fast.
Both. She's going to do both.
Going out.
So there's options to just buy the pattern, and then there's an option to buy the pattern and the kit. Both are $10 to sign up. That gets you the pattern. Kit cost will vary per month. We're going to try to do this in 8 months. This is one I designed. So
It's very pretty. It's got a lot of shapes and looks like techniques in there.
well, this is the first time that we'll actually do multiple cubes in the same quilt.
Oh.
And for this one, you need the 8-inch cube, the 8-inch angles, the 4-inch cube, and the 4-inch angles. There is a price increase July 1st. If you don't have them, now is the time to get them. If you want to order online, there's a code for the dies, and there's a code for the cutters if you don't have one. And the code for the dies is QHQACC, and you put that in at checkout. A code for the cutters is QHQCUT, and that will apply a nice discount for you. So, June 16th, is that right? I think it's June 16th. 3rd Thursday, 10:30 is the live session where we go live on YouTube and on Facebook, and then 5:30 is just a repeat of the same class. So online and in person.
Hi, Polly. How are you tonight? A bunch of people just jumped on. Hi, Corinne. How are you? Hi, Michigan Gal.
If you just jumped
Ann,
on, be
Rita,
sure
Dixie.
and go back and watch the announcements. You don't want to miss it. This one, this is another one that I designed. This is the hashtag. This is pretty popular. Hashtag quilting.
Hashtag quilting. I like
Yep.
it.
And so this is a 25 patch. And the reason I have all these batiks laying out is because these are stash bundles, stash builders. That's it. Stash
I
builders.
had an idea for a show, Joan.
You did.
Yeah. Stash busters. Give a little, get out your stash and make something out of it.
Okay.
We may have to do that in the studio, though.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. So these are perfect for this project. And for the white fabric, I am going to be using, this is Paintbrush Studios Painter's Palette Oyster, and I know you're all thinking, Joan, you're a nutball because you don't mix batiks and cotton because batiks bleed. I'm counting on it. I know. I want some of these batiks. I don't really want a bright white. I want it to bleed into this fabric, and then I'll soak in vinegar and make the house stink.
Okay.
But cotton will absorb the excess dye. I think it'll be cute. It could be a flop. It could be like really great. Let me know if you've done that. Used cotton and batiks together. I've used it before, but I've always pre-washed the batiks. I'm not doing that tonight. And I'm kind of hoping that when I do wash this, it's really going to absorb some of this color in this cotton. So I think it'll work.
You go. It's your birthday.
Yeah. And maybe, you know, leave it wet and let it set for a little bit so some of the dye bleeds into the... I think it'll be cool. But multiple colors. I've got some purples out here. These, and we have a bunch of these. So all kinds of colors. If you want any of these, you would just tell us how many you want and put Stash Builder. And it is 4 strips of batik fabric from Island Batiks, and they are 5 inches wide. And so it makes it perfect for this because we can just cut them in half. We have our 2.5 inch strips. This one's cool. The green. I have our 2.5 inch strips. You don't need a pattern for this. You can just lay it out and make it work. So I'm going to kind of start. I really like these. So I'm going to start with these two, and we're just going to cut these in half, and then we're going to cut 2.5 inch squares, and then we're going to lay it out. I know some of you have already picked up these. These go so fast. When I order them, I order like, 60 of them, and we're down to maybe 25. So I'm just lining up these edges. They don't have to be perfect, but pretty close. They are cut really, really well. So if I lay my ruler on this, you can see that it's pretty perfect 5 inches. So I'm just going to come over 2.5, 2.5, not 3.5, and cut this directly in half. And I'm using the Quilter Select. This is a non-slip ruler. And I have a new blade. That's always so nice. And so even though they're cut 2.5, I'm going to measure and just see. Yep, pretty perfect. There's one that I could trim off just a little bit, so I'm going to do that. That was more like fuzz than anything else. And so then I'm just going to fold these. I'm going to stack them all up and cut, because batiks are so thin. You can cut multiple layers with them. Kind of line these up a little bit. These don't have to be perfect. Perfectly lined up anyway. And so that one's way off. That'll be kind of wonky. So get that lined up. I'm going to cut the salvage off because it shrinks differently. I know with batik some people use it. I prefer to cut it off. And then just
hey Cindy, how are you tonight?
Around. And we're just going to cut these real quick. Now if I were at home and had more time, I would probably get out my AccuQuilt cutter and cut these. But we're just going to get through these real quick. Be sure to do all the things with the buttons, like, subscribe, share. This is another one that your quilting friends are going to want to see. This is a super easy quilt. And if you don't have these stash builders, look at this one. You can use fabric out of your own stash. I do like it that they call them stash builders, like we don't already have,
Hey,
you know,
Teresa, how are you?
huge amount of fabric in our stash.
Hi, Vicky. Hi, Linda. Yeah, definitely smash up the like button. We're going to be adding more content.
Yeah.
As soon as we get the studio going, and probably have a deal of the day for you.
Yes. We are planning on doing that.
Trying to get some more Zoomies going.
Zoomies.
Zoomy classes.
That's what the cat had the other night, was the Zoomies.
Cat did have the Zoomies.
She was bouncing off of everything. That's Robert's kitty, Lana. She's old. She doesn't get the Zoomies that much anymore. So this is a 25 patch block. You need 3 colors of fabrics. It works best if you are in the same color family, so like yellow and darker yellow or gold. And then your contrast fabric, and I'm using the oyster. And again, I'm going to cut my salvage off. I'm going to fold these over because I know I can cut 8 layers at once.
You're welcome, Catherine. She got her thread yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Polly wants to know how much the stash builder is.
The stash builders are $5.59 each. And it is 4 pieces of fabric that are 5 inches wide.
Are we out of the thread of the month, Joan? The Seafair, Wayfair, Aqua.
Turquoise foam.
Turquoise foam.
Do we know what color number that is? It feels like we should all know what the color is by now, the number.
Why have we struggled with this one?
I don't know. Hi, Bernadine. How are you?
Usually we're pretty good about...
Hey, Karen. How are you tonight?
So again, I'm just cutting this into 2.5 inch squares. And you are going to have a 10-inch finished block. So when you're done sewing, it should be 10.5 inches.
$46.54.
You could do this with a jelly roll too. I like these a little more than the jelly rolls because the jelly rolls have that kind of weird edge on them. And so let's lay this out. So I cut these both at the same time so that my light fabrics and my dark fabrics are going to be kind of together. And so it's a 25 patch. Did I cut that wrong? Cut something off a little bit. It's okay. I can still make it work. And I'm looking.
Was your Quilter Select ruler wandering? That's just not possible with
I
Quilter
know.
Select
I think
ruler.
it was that piece.
How much white fabric do you need? Debbie was asking.
So I can post the fabric requirements a little bit later for it. So you're going to work with the lighter fabrics to begin with. And so you're absolutely just making this hashtag, and then you're going to use 2 of the dark here, just like this. Another light. Helps to lay this one out. And then again, we're going to do light fabrics.
So we've got a question coming in here.
Okay.
From is that a Quilter Select ruler you're using?
It
If
is.
so, does it not slip for real like they say? You can definitely vouch for that.
I can vouch for that. So we're used to, whoops, I'm messing up my block here. Concentrate. So this is what we're used to with our rulers. This is upside down right now. And so this is the Quilter Select ruler. And you can see I am not pushing, I have one finger on it. It's not moving on the fabric. Even if I push on the side. It doesn't move. And we've been using this one for a long time.
Yeah.
In the store. I missed a block. Right here. Get my pattern laid out and some more light pieces. So you don't need quite as many light as you do dark. That's why it's good to have some really dark ones, because this really dark one will line up really well with that lighter purple as well. And then a light. Dark. Dark. Light. Light. And there is the gist of our block. So out of this one, you can get a couple, if I were to sort back through these and sort all of my lights and darks into piles, you need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 lights, 4 darks, and 9 background fabrics.
Look at that. That looks just like a hashtag.
It does look like a hashtag. Wait till we sew it all together. So we're just going to piece through these as fast as I can go. And let me know if you like this project and you're planning on making it. Because this is super easy, and this is a great stash buster project. Let's get my... Oops. We are not making stitches.
Troubleshooting. Tips from the field.
Well, Robert brought this over, and I think somebody was playing with the machine because one of the tension dials actually fell off of it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's hard to have tension when your dial falls off.
That is hard. Let's try this again before we get really deep into Still no. Check your bobbin first. Raise the needle so you can check the bobbin. Take the bobbin completely out. And on this machine, the thread comes off the top. Put that back in. Seems like it's got good tension. And I think I see my problem.
Which would have been your next thing, is to rethread the machine, right?
Rethread the machine.
One of the good troubleshooting steps.
That Robert always... Robert's like just ecstatic here right now. Because he's like, oh, rethreading the machine would have solved it. And we're making stitches.
Hey, all right.
So with this project, the doohickey comes in really happy.
$7.99 on the website.
$7.99, as Robert said, on the website.
If you don't have one, you should get 2, because sometimes people wander off with them.
They wonder. They do. And so...
They wander.
Yeah, I have a couple of them at home, and it's never... It's probably always right where I left it.
Of course it is.
I just don't know where that is.
It may not be in your apron.
It may not be in my apron. So I am pressing my fabrics towards the batik so that I have nice crisp white blocks when I piece all of this together. And this one will go fast. I just love how these batiks are just perfect for this project. They're already cut to 5 inches.
They just fit.
They just work. And this could be a quilt for any age group. Young people would especially get it. And I don't care what generation you're from, you love blankies. Everybody loves their blankies. So Robert found one of my older quilts that I had made, like, I call it ancient history.
Hey Peggy, how are you tonight? How's everybody doing out there?
Welcome. I am going to press the seams so that they nest on this one. So I'm pressing towards the lighter fabric on this row. I've tried to think of a way to like piece this and then cut like you would a 9-patch. And it hasn't hit me yet, so.
Some people were wanting a pattern, I think, so.
Okay.
Karen, Joan just came up with this on the fly, so she'll have to post a pattern.
Well, this is one I've been wanting to make. It's a quilt I designed, so not all quilts I design are actually for the shop. I know, it's hard to believe. Sometimes I just want to make quilts because I enjoy them. And I thought, you know, that's such an easy pattern, and I was eyeballing the, that's a Marine Corps term, eyeballing, instead of looking.
Okay.
At these stash builders, and I was like, you know, those are 5 inches and I need 2.5 inches to do this, and I know I have some of those at home. This would be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and sew these together. We'll just build the block as we go. And then I thought, well, why not share this quilt pattern with you? I've seen variations of it. I've never seen one on point. I actually designed this maybe a year ago. The hashtag block is not a new block. It has been around for a while.
It's a cool idea.
Yeah. This thing works so well with batiks. How much was it again?
$7.99.
What's it called?
Multi-finger pressure function tool.
So close. So comment.
Well, if Donna Spoonmore was on there, she'd tell you exactly what the name of it is.
It's the doohickey.
That's right. Term that she coined for it because it was just too hard to remember the full name.
It is a tough one to remember. And we have a cute giveaway tonight. Do you want to tell them what they need to do to be entered for the giveaway?
To be entered for the giveaway, all you need to do is comment in one of the channels.
How many hashtag emojis are they throwing up?
You know what? We need some hashtag emojis.
Yeah, like I said, this is not a new block. It's a 25 patch, and there are, what is it, 25 to the 25th power, like combinations for a 25 patch block. Where are my math whizzes out there?
How many possibilities is that?
I don't know.
Molly posted the doohickey link.
It's a doohickey link.
Here come the hashtags. All right, that's my group. Smash up the like button and hit the hashtag.
And share.
And share.
Yeah, everybody loves a free pattern.
You know, it's very interesting that the show and tell quote back there has like a, I don't know, what is that? The blue and the brown, how it goes. Illusion. Yeah, optical illusion. Thank you. Has a little optical illusion back there.
What does it look like? Now you're going to make me want to come see. I can just watch it later.
Tom, I knew I could count on you throwing in a few hashtags there.
The machine that I'm sewing on is the TL2010. It is a straight stitch machine from Juki. It sews 1,500 stitches per minute.
Now there's a good question. We had a viewer who asked what we named the block.
Though the last one, was it
Did
crisscross?
you pick one?
We did.
What? It ended up being crisscross?
Crisscross.
Okay. So whoever did crisscross, thank you for the suggestion. Yep, it's definitely a log cabin back there.
Yep. That was one of my early quilts. And I was actually at an auction, believe it or not. And they brought up a quilt for auction, and it actually went for a fairly decent price. It was like, $400 or $500, which, if you've ever sold a quilt, that's like getting your money back. And
but not your time.
Not your time.
It's your material.
But it was made out of blue fabrics and brown fabrics, and I fell in love with it. And being a quilter, I was like, I can make that. So I did. But I've said that so many times and then never did. Almost to the end of this block.
So you would think so much that brown and blue might not go together. So how did you come to that?
Well, that quilt was made out of brown and blue fabrics. And so then I spent like a year collecting all of these vintage fabrics. Because I had to reproduce it in vintage fabrics, not, fabrics that I could just go to the local quilt store and buy. And of course, you can't really find those, so eBay, estate sales. I don't even think that recycle fabric place was open back then.
I mean, how many times did you went out looking for fabrics to fit your project and you're looking for vintage stuff that's just hard to find?
It's like a blue unicorn.
Well, in this case, blue and brown.
It was a blue and brown unicorn. But I did. I still have some of the vintage fabrics left. I don't know what I'll do with them, but they're just, collecting dust, and someday I'll do something with them. I might make another log cabin or a bench pillow to go with that quilt.
I don't know. I think we should just put like a Pac-Man on there and kind of go around.
That pattern is called Courthouse Steps.
Okay.
Clearly, Robert is not giving it the reverence that it deserves.
Sorry. Repent. I'm repenting. So you do have a question coming in, and if you guys have questions, just throw them out there. So
Yep.
I will try to get them out to Joan. How do you maintain the 1/4-inch seam? Any tips?
I have this wonderful tool. This is a magnetic seam guide, and it's a pretty strong magnet. And Robert's going to tell you the
$14.99.
So I just line the edge of it with my 1/4-inch line on my machine here, and I like it a little bit better than the foot that comes with the machine. Comes with, well, this one doesn't come with the 1/4-inch foot. The TL18 does. That has the guide, because I don't know if I'm like an aggressive sewer, but when I do so, I'm pushing that seam up against that guide, and it has in the past made my seams bigger than a 1/4-inch. And so it's good to be aware of your bad habits when you're sewing and find ways to overcome them. And this is one. This one, I know there's a lot of you that have this tool.
And it's not for all machines. There are several machines that it doesn't work on. So,
but this little machine is $9.99. And if you want one, comment make it mine.
Ship it out to your house.
We'll ship it to your house, and the
Probably,
magnetic seam guide does not come with it, but I'll throw it in.
we probably, yeah, I was gonna say, there'll be a present in the box for you.
Yeah, could
You're gonna
be.
get a mystery something.
But yeah, this machine is sold all over the internet. They are having a price increase. I am getting tired of saying price increase, but everybody's doing it.
Like one after another. Yeah. All our vendors call us and say, "Hey, you know what? We're having a price increase." It's like, oh, really? There's a shock.
Yeah. So this is one that will go together really, really quick. Takes about, what did it take us? With it now, well, it's only 6:30 now. And so my pedal's getting away from me. Takes about 15 minutes to make this block, so you could literally make one of these quilts in a day. And then send it off to us in the mail, and we'll put a really cool quilt pattern on it. I don't know what I'm going to use, but I am going to order some more of these.
You know what, Joan? That actually is a good thing because there is no waiting in the quilt line right now. So we are filling up the queue again. So if you got quilts, UFOs, drag them out.
Yep.
Send them in.
Yep. Send them in.
Got plenty of space for you. Get them back quick.
And there is our first hashtag. How cool is that?
That is really cool. Works well with the batiks, too.
It does work really well. I didn't even have to press this block. So think about how much time you'll save yourself with this tool and batiks.
I'm going X center square.
X center square. The question is, what is a bodkin? He's got a blank look.
I don't know.
So you can get a couple of these blocks out of this. So if we laid out our pieces again, I would mix them up. I don't want the same block over and over. But, so just sorting out, we need 12. So at least a couple of blocks out of one of these. More than that, I think.
Playing with color.
Yeah. And mix them up. Throw a lot of color in there. So this one will go really well. This one will go really well. And they don't. So I like the light blue and the yellow together. One like this where there's not enough contrast. There's some contrast, but there's not enough to do two. So this orange is a little bit too close to this orange, but these two fabrics will go really good together. You would just pair it up with a different one. So these are getting a little bit blendy, but it's a great project. So this is only one thing that you could do with these. Tons of stuff. If you have your AccuQuilt cutter, these are just a must-have for all of the quilts that you can do. They're already pre-cut into 5-inch strips.
What's the name of the ruler?
The ruler is the Quilter Select.
Bernadine says her husband has PJs that look like those.
PJs
Like
that
the
have
block.
hashtags.
Hashtag PJs.
Hashtag nap time. I could go on and on.
Beverly said use a bodkin to pull ribbon or elastic.
See, somebody else knew what a bodkin was, Robert.
Yeah, I don't know.
So there's enough of light fabrics.
On the list.
Light fabrics for another block, and I've picked out a couple of more colors, and I think if I use that for the light colors, I think this really, actually I think this one would probably go best with it. And have those. Batiks can be kind of blendy when you're working with them, so you want to make sure that you have enough contrast that you get this 4 points inside of it. So that's the key to making this block, is making sure that those 4 squares in the middle have enough contrast for your other fabrics. And as you can see, it works with just about any color. And I'll do this into a pattern and put it out there and post it for you on the website. And we'll just call it hashtag quilt. And include some fabric requirements. This is fat quarter friendly, so this is a great fat quarter buster. The background fabric is the only one that you need to worry about. I am really hoping that these bleed a little bit and go into the cotton.
Yeah, the blue and yellow would be cool too, wouldn't it?
It would. So I would put the yellow as the light, and you could do the blue as the dark, and it would still make that hashtag appearance. You could use black and gray, another great one. You could make a guise. That if you used all of the same color of fabrics, you lose the hashtag effect and start looking more like a buffalo check, which is also fun. Nothing wrong with that.
How does a buffalo write a check?
Huh? How does a buffalo write a check?
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
I don't know.
Okay, answer the question. How does a buffalo write a check?
I have no idea. He doesn't have thumbs.
I don't know either. So I will post this for you. Free pattern for you to enjoy.
But if you've ever been to Yellowstone, they will chase you.
They will.
You can see them chase other people usually as well.
Yes. Don't pet
Don't pet the buffalo.
baby buffalo. Even tame cows don't like it when you're around the calf. They get possessive about their offspring, just like we do. We were there. Oh, and the park rangers ride around in ambulances in Yellowstone because
I don't know if they just need those.
I don't know what that says about us as a society. But wildlife is wild, and depending on the wildlife,
want that to bleed into your life.
You might be prey. So, stay away from the bears. Give them a very wide berth. Stay away from the deer. Wolves. We did see a pretty fox there.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Had a really bushy tail.
Long tail.
Okay.
Memories from Yellowstone.
Memories from Yellowstone. If you have not gone,
Yeah, put that one on your bucket list.
put it on your bucket list. Put a blanket in your car.
You could be stranded in a snowstorm.
You could be stranded in the pass in the middle of a snowstorm where it snows like 1.5 feet.
And a quilter. Quilters didn't have quilts in our car.
I don't know how that happened, but
I
would recommend that you always have a quilt in your car when it's wintertime.
Important safety tip.
Important safety tip. It was cold.
It was cold.
Yep.
So Thread of the Month Club, we did say what the color was, but the description of the club?
The description of the club. We are still waiting for the thread boxes.
Oh my goodness.
It's on back order. Another word that I am I'm really tired of saying. So when they do come in, we have kept track of who we've sold them to, and we will get them to you. It's $20 to join. Comes with a box when they come in, and a spool of white Aerofill thread, and then all of your thread is 20% off. If you're not part of the club, the thread of the month is 15% off. And this month's thread color has been posted. Just scroll up through the comments to find it. And it was seafoam? No. Turquoise foam. I have a mental block for that color. And we will probably never have that one as the color of the month again because of that. These, we have lots and lots of these. I am going to order some more. If you want any of these, it will be dealer's choice. And I will try to go through, and if you order like 5 of them, check out, you know, which ones have good contrast. Some have better than others. And so like this one that's almost all the same color, I probably would not send to you. So, but lots of colors. This is something that I do continually order because they're just so much fun. These are awesome. $5.59. Is that right? $5.59? Yep. Per. And it's quarter yard of fabric. 5 times 4 is 20, so it's just over a half yard. 20 inches of fabric. Half yard of batik for $5.59. That's less than what batiks are. So fabric is going up too. Everybody is raising their prices.
Is that what Joan said today?
Yeah. Yes, but I do look. Ooh, that one's got some hearts on it. Not bad. This one would be good. So this red and this pink would make a really great one. And then the oranges will go really good together. I know.
That's pretty
fun
cool
stuff.
Yeah.
So you can get a couple of them. The extra blocks that you have on this can be the center of another one. So you could pair it up with this color or other batiks that you have in your collection, because I have plenty. I'm sure you do too. So just pair those up and have fun with this project, because this is just a really fun quilt. Giveaway. Are we ready to do the giveaway?
Well, we're going to talk a little more about this show and tell. Hi, Cecilia. How are you tonight? Hi, Mary.
Okay. Let me move the machine so that you can see it a little better. So this one is not made with AccuQuilt. It did not exist when I made this quilt, or if it did, I didn't know about it. And so these are, I want to say they're 1/2-inch logs, but let's just verify that. Nope. These are 3/4-inch logs. And so if I were to make another one of these, I would absolutely use AccuQuilt to cut this out. So the block itself is, find the edge here, a 9-inch block, and then I had a larger center block, and I didn't use the red center that you normally see in log cabins, just because I wanted this blue and green, or blue and tan colors to really show through. And I think I see what you were talking about, the illusion.
Yeah,
because you're kind of seeing this kind of cross pattern in it.
Right.
Because of the way the blocks lined up. Yeah. And so I would definitely cut this out with AccuQuilt, because with your biggest log, you start, if this is a 9-inch finish, you start out at 9.5, you cut your width of fabric 9.5 inches. This is 3/4. I would probably do, if you really like this look, a smaller log is probably what you would like in the quilt. I would use the 1-inch strip die and make 1/2-inch logs. And so if you wanted a 9-inch, you would need more logs this way. This one's 3/4. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. But blue and brown is a great combination. This is a very masculine quilt. It would be a great gift for the man in your life. I don't know if Robert was hinting when he pulled this one out, but he has access to all of my quilts anyway. I did quilt one. This quilt is how I discovered. You like blankies? Yep. This quilt is how I discovered that I really don't care for doing pantographs. Not really for me. I'm more of a free motion person, so this was a real test of my patience to get all the way through this. And I quilted it in this royal blue kind of thread. Can't say royal blue.
It does.
Yeah.
Flavor of it, yeah.
And so, yeah, this quilt is probably 20 years old.
Karen said, blue and gold, go Navy.
Go Navy. Yeah. So sometimes you just want to make a quilt. And I had never made a log cabin before. This was before YouTube, and I was very inexperienced sewer, but still, it came out well.
Yeah, you had a comment on the Heritage Quilts. Very impressive.
Yeah. So, but I did have a lot of fun finding fabrics for this. A lot of road trips.
That's like a scavenger hunt, right?
I know. That's.
Did they do scavenger hunts anymore?
We did one in the store.
A couple years ago, before COVID.
Yeah. We did
Maybe
one
we'll
in
have
the
to do
store.
another one.
Okay.
In store was pretty fun.
It was pretty fun.
We have a winner.
We have a winner.
And border.
We didn't even tell them what they were getting.
Well, you said find a winner.
Okay,
So
and border.
you have won an Acorn.
You have won an Acorn, Garland, and Coasters kit. So the coasters are just little acorns. And so it comes with the fabric that you need and a mini charm from Fig Tree. This is compliments of Moda. This was a freebie from them.
Nice, very nice.
So
Pass that on to the viewers.
absolutely. So, and if you have not shopped with us before, be sure go to quiltershq.com and register for JoanSews. That will give us your information, and we will send this to you. If you're local, just come by tomorrow and pick it up at the store.
Sure.
And if you haven't shopped with us before and you claimed some of these, love the green one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The green one is pretty cool. This one's really cool too.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has the blues and the greens and it's just darling. So if you claim some of these and you haven't shopped with us before, please go to JoanSews, register, and that will give us your information. We will email you an invoice that you can pay with a credit card or PayPal. You just click on the button, it takes you to a link, and then we will ship that off to you. Questions?
I don't know. Does anyone have questions for Joan tonight?
It might take me a day or two to put this pattern up, but Molly can send out an email when it's up on the website. So if you are not on our mailing list, go to quiltershq.com and join the mailing list. That way you can be notified when this gets posted to the website. And I'll just put it up there as a free pattern. Who doesn't love free?
I don't know. Someone comment on that?
People who sell things.
Maybe with a hashtag?
Hashtag free. So, any questions tonight? Any ideas for future shows that you would like to see?
There's been so many. Embroidery, which maybe we'll do a little embroidery as well. Maybe more tips from the field.
More tips from the field.
That was a field tip right there.
Field tip. Rethread your machine in real life.
Mm-hmm. Check your bobbin.
Yep. My thread path was messed up because it was looped around itself up here in the bar. And so after I took my bobbin out, I noticed the thread was looped, and that would cause it not to pull through and make stitches.
Another one is it can get caught in the cone there.
It gets caught underneath the cone.
Thread.
As the aerofill cones get smaller, the thread gets more packed on there, and it doesn't want to come off as freely. And so I've seen it break needles, and I'm not turning you off of aerofill thread. I love it, love it, love it. Still use it. It's good to have a vertical stand like this to pull the thread off.
Or an external.
Or an external. So, if you don't, use your side spindle and put the spool on sideways on your machine. Not the one where it comes off. Here, let me pull the machine back over here. So most machines today, not this kind, the kind that have the lid that have the multiple machines, most of the machines, your thread will be right here and it'll come off of the spool this way. Most of them come with a little spindle that you can put on there and have your thread come off this way. When these spools get to be almost empty, that thread is packed on there so tight, it doesn't want to come off freely. You need to switch to having it roll off this way, sideways. And that will solve that problem.
Carrie's been paying attention on the show. She hashtag change your needles.
Change your needles. Sometimes you need to change your needle size. I cannot tell you, that is probably common problem that people come in here and tell me there's something wrong with my machine. And it's because they're quilting, or they're making bags, or where they're sewing through multiple layers of fabric, not like, not like multiple layers like this. They're sewing through batting or foam, and they're using like just a regular old size 12 needle. You got to bump that all the way up to a 16 in order to protect that thread, because the things that you'll see will be nesting on the bottom because the needle is not making a big enough hole to bring that thread back up and make that beautiful stitch that you're expecting. So, poor Marilyn. I always pick on her for this one.
Oh gosh.
She's a good sport and she knows. But she came in and she was saying, well, I'm getting this problem when I'm quilting. And I said, did you change your needle? And she's like, yes, I changed it several times. But she didn't change the size. She put the same size needle back in. So all the way up to a 16 if you are quilting on your domestic or making bags. Long arms on an 18. And Albert hasn't
that's
thought.
a future show.
Future show?
Grace Table Quilter.
The Grace Table Quilter.
So, yeah, if you have comments or pictures, send them into the show.
Send them in.
Happy to post them.
We will post them and share them with everybody. And don't worry about, like, if it doesn't look perfect. We are not judgy. And if you've seen the show long enough, you know that my stuff is not perfect. It's just, it gets done. And that's good enough for me. Okay.
I think that's it for us tonight, Joan.
That's it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. And remember, like, share, subscribe, follow. What else is there? Join.
Throw a tag. Hashtag.
Throw a
something.
hashtag up there. Something. But yes, I'll finish this. This might take me a couple of months because I have some projects that I'm working on for the store. But yeah, I think this is going to be just a really cute quilt.
Yep.
So in here you could mix purple and fuchsia. Still going. So thank you for joining us tonight.